know the hurry inside you, the tempo of unanswered questions, the clock that seems louder in the quiet, the doors that won't yet open though you've knocked with faithful hands. I am here. I have not moved from your side. Before a single hour began today, I saw every turn and pause, and I chose to meet you in this very moment with a word that steadies the heart. Wait in me. Not a cold, waiting in a dark hallway, not a lonely bench beside an empty road. This is a waiting within my arms, under my care, sheltered by a promise that does not expire. When storms rush and voices scatter, draw near and know that I am not late. I am precise. I am not vacant. I am working underneath the surface, inside the roots, preparing what blooms cannot reveal until the season is ready. You ask for wings. I am forming them. You ask for strength. I am growing it in the ground of trust. You ask for answers. I am writing them with wisdom that will fit your life like a key made for one door, yours. Do not fear the quiet. It is a holy workshop where I shape courage, tenderness, and discernment. The stillness you resist is the place where your soul will find its true pace, my pace. And when the hour arrives, you will not have to force your way. You will rise, lifted, not strained, renewed, not exhausted, guided, not guessing. Those who wait upon me do not waste their days. They invest them in hope that matures into endurance and endurance into joy. I have seen you trying to carry every future minute at once, set them down in my hands. One step is enough for today. One yes at a time opens roads no map can show. You wonder if your hope is naive. Listen, hope anchored in me is craftsmanship, not wishfulness. It is forged by my faithfulness across your years, the rescues you remember, and the mercies you forgot to count. When you could not run, I kept you from falling. When you could not speak, I heard your unspoken ache. When you could not see, I was still the light. Trust grows best when the soil is watered by remembrance. Think on the quiet survivals, the gentle provisions, the timely friends, the unexplainable peace that settled you in nights that should have broken you. These are not coincidences. They are signatures of my care. Wait and let me teach your heart to read time by eternity. The world calls delay a defeat. I call it preparation. The world calls stillness a setback. I call it sanctuary. While you wait, I am aligning what you cannot align, healing what you cannot reach, softening what once was stone, weaving what seems scattered into a tapestry you will recognize as grace. Your part is not to predict the hour, but to remain in my presence until the hour turns. Lift your eyes, Khan. I am here. The path you need will not be late. It will be right. And when you rise, it will be with a strength that does not fray and a courage that does not depend on applause. This is my message for you today. Wait in me, and you will learn how loved you already are, how healed you already were, and how ready you will be when I say, now. Take this moment as a doorway, Khan. Step through with the simple courage of one who is loved. You do not need to hurry your heart. You only need to bring it near. All that presses on your chest, all that circles in your thoughts, set it before me as you would place a fragile lamp into careful hands. While you wait, I am not distant, and your hopes are not suspended in empty air. They rest in me, and I do not fail. The world measures progress by speed, but heaven reads the truth of a life by trust. Trust is the quiet strength I am growing in you now. Your waiting is not a blank page. It is a chapter I am writing with wisdom. You keep searching the horizon for movement, but look within. Patience is taking root. Gentleness is learning how to speak. Discernment is learning how to listen. These are not small things. When the season turns, these gifts will steer you through doors that would have swallowed you without them. A quick answer without a quiet soul would only tire you again. I am making you ready, not simply for a moment, but for a way of living that flows with my peace. There are days when energy feels thin and the sky seems heavy. Remember the promise. Those who wait on me renew their strength. They lift on wings like eagles. They run and do not grow weary. They walk and do not faint. Hear it not as a slogan, but as a pattern. Lift, run, walk. Some hours you will soar. Others you will simply keep moving. Both are holy. When you cannot fly, I'll honor your faithful steps. When you cannot run, I treasure your steady walk. When even walking feels too much, I carry you as quietly as a father lifts a sleeping child from the car to the house, careful not to wake what needs rest. None of your slow moments are wasted in my care. You often ask me for a sign, a clear word, a bright light that erases every question. More often, I give you a lamp for the next few feet. This is not to tease you. This is to keep you close. If you could see every turn and every mile, you would try to walk ahead of me. I prefer your hand in mine. In the nearness, you'll learn my pace. In the nearness, you'll learn my heart. The lamp I place before your steps is enough to keep you safe today, and that is where your life actually happens today. Courage, Khan. Waiting does not mean doing nothing. Waiting in me means doing the right things with the right spirit. Seek me in the small faithfulness of this hour. Show kindness that costs you nothing but your pride. Forgive a debt of bitterness you have carried too long. Return to a simple prayer you abandoned because it felt too small. The kingdom often advances on quiet hinges. One choice, one word, one seed. Plant what you can plant now. Water what you can water now. The harvest will not forget the day you believed again. You fear that the promise you hold will expire. Listen closely. I am not a vendor with closing hours. I am the keeper of time. The promise is not wilting on a shelf. It is maturing in the ground. Seeds do not look like branches, and preparation does not resemble fulfillment. Trust the hidden work. Roots are being woven in the dark where no one applauds. That is where strength begins. When the moment comes, fruit will appear as if all at once, but you and I will know it was 1,000 quiet days that ripened it. Bring me the things you do not say aloud, the disappointment you mask with busyness, the envy you're ashamed to admit, the fear that others will move forward while you stand still. Place them here. I do not scold you for being human. I heal you by being near. Truth carried into my presence becomes lighter, and what is confessed in love loses its power to accuse. Release the habit of comparing your path to another's. Every story I write has its own rhythm. If you knew the pressures behind doors that look glamorous, you would be grateful for the grace that protects you now. Some prayers feel unanswered only because you expected a path without resistance. A river is shaped by what resists it. So are you. The challenges you meet are not the end of your story. They are tools in my hands. I am sanding rough edges, carving channels for compassion, building rooms inside you where others will one day find shelter. If I open the gate too soon, you would have a house without a foundation. A strong wind would take it. I love you too much to let your life tip over at the first storm. When you feel unseen, remember, no weight is solitary to me. I am with you in the line no one else notices, and I keep record of every step you choose to take with integrity. In the secret arithmetic of grace, nothing is lost. The quiet yes you whisper, the kindness you give without receipt, the temptation you refuse in darkness, these become the soft gold that lines your future choices. I do not forget what others overlook. I am the God who sees. Rest your questions here. When? How? Who will help? Where will it come from? My answer is myself. I am your when, your how, your who, your where. Everything you will need will meet you at the point where obedience and my timing intersect. If the door has not opened, either it is not your door or it is not the hour. Ask for wisdom and keep your hands clean. There is a holy difference between forcing and following. Forcing exhausts. Following renews. Following is what eagles do. They watch the wind I send and spread their wings at the right moment. They do not flap in panic. They wait for lift. You pray for a sign of favor. I give you daily manna, enough for today. This is not small. This is precise care. Yesterday's manna cannot feed today's strength, and tomorrow's manna would only make you anxious if I showed it early. Trust this portion. Notice how somehow you still have what you truly need. A word at the right time, a friend who checks in, an idea that arrives just when you were about to give up, an invoice paid, an open window where a wall used to be. These are the fingerprints of my presence. Catalog them not in fear, but in gratitude. Gratitude teaches your eyes to keep seeing me. There will be people who misread your stillness as passivity. Bless them and keep your focus. You do not answer to the speed of their expectations. You answer to the cadence of my spirit. The psalm taught you well. Wait for me, be strong, let your heart take courage. Strength here is not the steel of stubbornness, but the softness of trust. A soft heart is not a weak heart. It is a heart strong enough to love in the dark and keep believing in the morning. If you stumble during the wait, do not turn shame into a home. Stand back up with me. I do not measure you by flawless days, but by faithful returns. Every return is a new beginning. Every beginning is welcomed. Your failures are not thrones. They are classrooms. Learn what you need to learn, then close the door gently and come along. I am not interested in replaying scenes that I have already forgiven. I am interested in your next step, and the next, and the next. You worry that you are behind. Behind what, Khan? Behind whom? Time is not your master. I am. The milestones others celebrate are not the clocks that set your worth. I lead by wisdom, not by hurry. Even detours can be providence in disguise. Even pauses can be bridges. Even losses can become ingredients of compassion. You will one day serve warm to a friend who thinks no one understands. In my hands, nothing is wasted, including the months that felt motionless. When you cannot pray with many words, say this simple surrender: Lord, I wait in you. That sentence is a shelter. Place your anxieties under its roof. Place your plans there. Place your weariness there. With every repetition, the knot loosens. With every repetition, your heart remembers it is loved, and loved hearts are patient hearts. In time, you will notice how panic loses volume and how peace becomes your native language again. Be honest about your desires. I am not threatened by them. Tell me what you long for in detail. Paint it with your words, then place the canvas into my hands and let me sign the corner in my time. Desire surrendered is not desire erased, it is desire healed. If the longing is from me, I will sustain it through the wait. If it is not, I will ease it away without robbing you of joy. Either way, you will not be empty-handed. You will hold what is truly yours in season. Remember those who wait alongside you. Intercede for them by name when you can. A waiting heart that prays for others never grows hard. Compassion keeps your soul from folding in on itself. As you bless, you will be blessed. As you lift others, you will find yourself lifted. Community is my design for your resilience. I am weaving your patience together with theirs into a strength that outlasts solitary striving. Lift your eyes and take a longer view. What you call delay, heaven sometimes called alignment. I am aligning people, places, resources, and moments you have not even imagined. I am softening a supervisor's mood, sharpening your skill through a problem you did not ask for, shifting the weather on a day you will soon call important, arranging a conversation on a stairwell you would have missed if I had not slowed you this week. All of this seems invisible now, but the day will come when you marvel. Only God could have timed this so well. Practice small obediences while you wait. Return the message. Clean your space. Finish the task you avoid. Say thank you. Read the page you promised yourself you'd read. Step outside for 5 minutes of unhurried sky. These are not distractions. They are the humble stitches that hold your daily piece together. In the tapestry of trust, small threads keep the larger colors from unraveling. Do not despise them. There is a way to wait that drains you. Staring at the door, counting seconds, resenting the silence. There is another way that fills you. Dwelling with me, receiving each hour as a gift you can bless, tending the ground beneath your feet. Choose the second way. Choose it again tomorrow. In this choice, your wings are slowly formed. You will not notice them at first. Then one day the wind will rise and you will feel it. Lift that is not strain, momentum that is not frenzy, endurance that is not bravado. This is my promise alive in you. Sometimes the path ahead looks like a shoreline at dusk. Edges are there, but shadows blur them. Stay near. The nearness is your clarity. When the horizon recedes, pay attention to what is at hand. The work before you, the person beside you, the faithful next step. Waiting in me is not holding your breath. It is learning to walk at a deeper rhythm where peace becomes the place you move from, not the prize you chase. When peace anchors your pace, pressure loses its power to name your day. In quiet seasons, I train your sight to notice the small flames, a simple kindness someone offers you, a sentence that lands at the right time, the way morning light rests on your table. Receive these as letters from my heart. They are not random. They are reassurance that your life is being kept with care. Gratitude is the ink that helps you read them. The more you practice gratitude, the more legible my handwriting becomes in ordinary moments, and the easier it is to trust me with extraordinary ones. There's a fear buried in many hearts. If I stop pushing, things will fall apart. Hear me. Surrender is not collapse. Surrender is confidence placed in the hands that hold galaxies without strain. When you release the need to control, you make room for wisdom to guide you. Plans created in panic cannot carry holy weight. Plans formed in trust will stand when weather changes, because they were not built to impress, but to obey. Obedience is not a spotlight, it is a compass. Use it, and you will not be lost. In the night hours when your thoughts circle, turn the circle into a prayer. Replace rehearsed worry with a repeated truth. You are with me. Say it slowly if you must, but say it with your whole heart. presence is the antidote to panic. I am not far from the questions that keep you awake. I'm already seated in tomorrow's rooms, preparing favor in conversations you have not had and strength for tasks you have not seen. What seems uncertain to you is not uncertain to me. I hold the whole story at once. There will be voices that insist you are wasting time by moving carefully. Bless them and keep learning the art of steady faithfulness. Fast breakthroughs make headlines. Slow faithfulness makes foundations. You are not building a tent that blows down in an afternoon. You are becoming a house of prayer, a life that offers shelter to weary travelers. That takes time. A strong beam is seasoned wood. It is not hurried lumber. Trust the seasoning even when it creaks. When disappointments stack, remember this. Denial is not healing and despair is not honesty. Bring reality to me as it is. Name the loss, I will not flinch. Name the anger, I will not withdraw. Name the confusion, I will not scold. Truth offered to love becomes clay in a potter's hands. I shape it into wisdom and compassion, into courage and clarity. You will come out with stronger sight and kinder strength, strength that does not bruise others, sight that does not shame them. There's a difference between waiting on me and waiting for a specific outcome. Outcomes shift, I do not. Anchor your hope in who I am, faithful, near, patient, wise, and let outcomes rest in that current. When you tie your heart to one result, you risk calling me absent if I lead you to a better one you could not imagine. Keep your hands open, Khan. An open hand is easier to fill than a clenched one. Because you live among comparisons, guard your joy. Guard it from the habit of measuring your chapter against someone else's highlight reel. Guard it from the myth that speed equals success. Guard it from the lie that delay equals denial. Joy grows in rooms where you choose to celebrate another's blessing without resenting your own timeline. That choice is not self-betrayal, it is freedom. Freedom keeps your heart light enough to rise when the wind of my timing arrives. Hear this promise again in plain words. Your strength will be renewed, not borrowed from applause, not rented from adrenaline, not faked through a smile that hurts your cheeks, renewed from within as you abide in me. Renewal is a steady river, not a splash. If you feel only a trickle today, drink from the trickle. Small streams still quench thirst, and they often lead to wider waters. As you keep coming to me, you will notice how endurance grows quiet and deep, how your soul stops bracing for disaster and starts expecting goodness. When prayers seem to bounce, examine the walls they meet. Sometimes the wall is hurry. Sometimes the wall is pride. Sometimes the wall is fear of what obedience might cost. I do not shame you for any of these. I invite you to bring them into the light. Light does not humiliate. Light heals. Let truth and humility open windows, and fresh air will move through rooms that felt stale for years. In that air, guidance becomes clearer, a nudge to apologize, a task to finally complete, a door to stop knocking on, another to begin to build. Not every closed door is the enemy's work. Some are my mercy. I close doors that would split your soul with pressures you cannot yet carry. I close doors that would shrink you into someone you are not. I close doors that would trap you in rooms where success is loud and joy is silent. Later, when gratitude has ripened, you will say, "Thank you for that no." Until then, trust that no is a disguised yes to something better aligned with who you are in me. There are people I'm preparing to walk with you. Pray for them now, though you have not met. Ask me to protect their hearts, to deepen their wisdom, to refine their character. When paths cross at the right hour, unity will feel effortless, not because there were no differences, but because love was prioritized long before the introduction. Healthy partnerships begin in the waiting room of prayer. A heart that waits well is a heart that honors today's assignment. Look at your present field. Maybe it feels small, hidden, ordinary. Tend it anyway. Excellence is an act of worship, not a social performance. When you sweep a floor with joy, you are practicing the same devotion you will need to steward larger rooms. When you answer an email with patience, you are rehearsing the gentleness required for greater influence. The soul that honors a seed will not mishandle a harvest. There is also a rest I want you to learn, the kind that happens even while responsibilities remain. This rest is not a waste of time. It is a refusal to build a life on frenzy. Practice pausing to remember who I am. Practice stepping back from the edge of urgency to ask, what matters in your sight here? When you live from that question, you will choose differently. Fewer words that prove, more words that bless. Fewer tasks that impress, more tasks that serve. Service makes space for heaven to breathe through earth. You have asked for clarity about a dream that returns to your heart. Here is wisdom. Test desire by its fruit. Does it make you more loving? Does it enlarge compassion? Does it move you toward integrity? Can it be placed on the altar without becoming an idol? If the answer is yes, keep it before me and take the next faithful step within your current season. If the answer is no, release it and watch how peace returns. I will not ask you to pursue anything that requires you to betray the very character I am shaping in you. In places where fear predicts failure, speak truth aloud. Say what is true about me. Faithful, near, mighty to save, gentle with the weary, a defender of the humble, a guide to the confused. Let these names become the weather inside your chest. Weather shifts the way you move. Storms can shout, but they cannot cancel the sun. In the same way, fear can shout, but it cannot cancel my presence. Keep speaking truth until your inner climate changes. At times, you will feel the ache of long waiting in your body, fatigue behind the eyes, tightness in the shoulders, a heaviness that sits beneath the ribs. Be kind to yourself on those days. Kindness is not indulgence. It is agreement with heaven's way of treating you. Drink water, step into the light. Take a short walk under the sky I made for your comfort. These are simple obediences for embodied souls. I made you spirit and body. I care for both. When memory points to yesterday's wounds, answer with today's mercies. The wound is not your whole story. The mercy is not pretending the wound did not happen. It is seeing that love carried you through it and is still carrying you now. If you feel that you lost time in that valley, believe this with me. Redemption knows how to gather scattered hours and weave them into a future no loss can cancel. I do not rush your healing. I perfect it in due season, and nothing is beyond the reach of my hand. Do not confuse hiddenness with insignificance. Hiddenness is protection and preparation. Seeds are hidden not because they are unimportant, but because they are becoming. In the soil, they appear to disappear. In truth, they are transforming. The same is happening in you. You are not less. You are becoming more than you can measure yet. When roots are ready, growth will be visible. Invisibility will not break you because invisibility already built the strength to carry it. If a door you love has stayed shut so long that knocking hurts, bring me the bruised knuckles of your hope. I will not tell you to be tougher. I will wash your hands and teach you to listen for the door I am unlocking nearby. Sometimes you stand in front of a museum while your future waits in a workshop. Sometimes you stand at a crowd's favorite entrance while I open a side gate that leads to green pasture. Watch for the quiet openings. Crowds rarely gather there, but goodness loves those paths. There will be days when my answer is to wait longer. This is not punishment, it is precision. The difference between almost right and right on time can save you years of repair. Trust me with that difference. In the waiting, I am not only preparing the blessing for you, I am preparing you for the blessing. What arrives will ask something of you: patience to steward it, humility to share it, courage to defend it from cynicism. I am growing those muscles now. Keep a short list of simple prayers nearby, not because many words move me, but because honest words steady you. Teach me to wait with love. Keep my heart soft. Guard my mouth. Show me the next good work. Protect me from hurry. These are keys you will use again and again. With them, you will open rooms where wisdom lives, and wisdom will not move out when the season changes. Remember too, laughter is not betrayal of your burdens. Laughter is oxygen for tired souls. Receive it when it comes. Share it when you can. It loosens the knots that waiting sometimes ties. Holiness is not grim, it is alive. Life in me has joy that survives weather. Joy and patience are sisters. Let them walk with you. Finally, receive this blessing as a mantle over your shoulders. Courage to stay when leaving looks easier. Courage to leave when staying would harden your soul. Courage to speak when silence would harm. Courage to be silent when words would wound. Courage to hope when evidence is thin. Courage to rest when work is loud. All this courage grows not from willpower, but from communion. Stay close, Khan. That is your assignment and your assurance. In closeness, you will hear when I whisper, feel when I nudge, and know when I say, it's time. The quiet you are standing in is not emptiness. It is the room where I meet you without noise. Stay close, Khan. Breathe the assurance that nothing precious slips through my fingers. Time is not your master. I hold the hours and I hold you close. Let this be the closing truth that anchors today. Waiting in me is not life on pause. It is life protected, guided, and made ready. While you wonder how long, I am weaving how good. While you ask when, I am shaping who you become. Your becoming matters to me as much as your arriving. Think of the eagle. It does not manufacture the wind, it discerns it. Strength is not a frantic wing beat, it is the practiced stillness that feels lift and answers it. I am teaching you that stillness, not apathy, not resignation, but holy readiness. When the hour turns, you will not strain to prove you are strong. You will rise because grace has prepared you to rise. You will look upon the same landscape and see farther, because trust clears the air like morning after rain. Success in my presence wears a different face. It is peace that does not evaporate at sundown, wisdom that serves quietly, kindness that keeps choosing love, courage that protects the weak, humility that does not need the room to know. Waiting reorders the heart, and reordered hearts walk freely. Measure your day not by attention gathered, but by love given. Love is never late. It arrives on time and leaves the place fuller than it found it. I pour that love into you so that your life becomes shelter for the tired. Open the drawer where you hid certain prayers because the calendar bruised them. Bring them to me again. Some I will breathe on and revive. Some I will honor and release. You will not lose. Loss in my hands becomes seed. Seed in my ground becomes harvest. Gold does not resent the fire when it sees what it becomes. In the same way, you will bless this season for the way it purified motives, deepened roots, widened mercy, cleared your sight. If the road around you roars, keep the slower pace of companionship. The narrow path is not loud, but it is the road where souls grow spacious, where gratitude becomes fluent, where laughter sounds like freedom, where tears water the ground of future joy. Keep choosing what aligns with me, even if applause is sparse. I did not call you to chase echoes. I called you to carry light. Light needs no crowd to shine. It simply shines. When courage feels small, borrow the words I place on your tongue. I wait in you. Whisper them while making coffee, while driving, while standing at doors that will one day open. That simple sentence turns ordinary minutes into altars. Altars are not escape hatches. They are meeting places. We meet there again and again until stillness grows strong in you and strength grows gentle for others. From such altars, decisions form with clarity and kindness. Hear again the old counsel. Be strong, take heart, and wait. Strength, heart, wait. 3 notes of one holy chord. Play them in any order, and I will harmonize them with my timing. The music of trust will carry you through this hallway and into the room I have prepared. You will step through without strain because your feet will recognize the song. You have been practicing it in secret where praise is pure. Bless what is behind you and what is before you. Bless what is beside you now. Bless even the narrow places that taught you to breathe. Bless the unknown for how it keeps you close. Bless closed doors for how they spared you rooms that would have cost your soul. Bless the people who hurried past you. They taught you that honor is presence, not speed. Bless the friend who waited with you. That is how heaven looks with skin on. Bless your own heart for staying tender when it could have hardened. Receive these words as oil for your forehead and rest for your chest, peace to your calendar, peace to your questions, peace to the body that has carried a heavy year, peace to your house, peace to your sleep, peace to your work, peace to your future. Nothing of me is hurried, nothing of me is late. I lead with care, I arrive with mercy, I restore with tenderness. I send you where goodness is needed and keep you where wisdom is born. When the door opens, walk through without apology. You will not be an imposter in rooms I unlock. You will come as one who learned to wait with me, and that waiting will be your quiet authority. Speak gently, act justly, love freely, refuse bitterness, refuse the fantasy of living without limits. Limits are not chains when I place them. They are the borders of a garden meant to flourish. Keep the gate with prayer and water the ground with gratitude. Fruit will come in season, and you will share it without fear. Before we close, place in my hands the names you carry, the dreams you shelter, the worries that tug, the questions that return. I hold them better than you can. Nothing is too small to matter or too large to handle. Release them now and feel your shoulders settle into the grace that is always being under you. I am not asking you to ignore reality. I am inviting you to trust reality's maker. Soon, you will look back on these hours and see how I threaded meaning through them, how I guided you by paths kindness knew, how I fit each piece to the next with a precision you could not have engineered. And you will say, you were faithful, and you are faithful still. That confession will be the most natural thing in the world to a heart that learned to wait in love, and the strength you need will not be borrowed from applause. It will rise from within like morning over quiet waters. Amen ban jun jong I voi noi dung fan tren chua. If this prayer nourished your spirit, please subscribe so you can return easily for more daily Catholic motivation and quiet time with the Lord. Share it with a friend who needs hope today, and leave a comment. I wait in you, Lord. Peace be with you. See you in the next prayer.